Awesome. So for starters, if you just want to talk about getting back in the win column and playing back here at Moody, how that feels.
Yeah, we came off 2 losses, so like we were kind of mad about that. So coming back and just dominating out there against this team and like just hopefully transferring that to our other games is what we're looking for.
It looked like y'all were able to produce on both ends of the floor today. How does that feel to kind of put forth that complimentary effort, and maybe when you do go on one side of the ball, do you feel like that motivates you, or rather gives you some momentum on the other side?
Yes, it does motivate us. Can you like read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do well, like on offense, for example,
Okay.
do you feel like that gives you some momentum going
Oh
into
yeah.
play defense?
Yes, yes. Just like knocking a shot down and like we run, we do our press sometimes. So knocking a shot down, getting in the press, getting another stop it's really makes us, yeah, it gives us energy.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Speaking of energy, we'll talk about playing in front of over the 1,500 kids here. Maybe does that give you some extra
Oh yeah.
momentum,
Yes.
some energy as well?
And just like them yelling out ACU also just gives us the energy to, you know, be there for our teammates and just knock more shots down so they scream more and stuff like that. Yeah.
Going into this kind of final stretch of non-conference play, how does this one kind of set the tone for that one and give you some momentum going into the end of non-con?
I think just what we did out there, how we just destroyed them and just like taking that into just the other games and just guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, it gives us confidence.
Game like today, when you see all your teammates get playing time and produce on the floor, how does that feel kind of from your standpoint?
It feels good just watching them dominate on the court and, you know, seeing them work and score some points and just watching them do their thing while I'm also cheering for them on the bench.
Have you ever played on your birthday before?
Yes, I have actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you. So kind of the same questions we asked Peyton. Talk about the feeling of returning to the win column and playing back here at Moody.
Kind of like what she said, coming off of 2 losses, we were due a win. And she talked about this before the game, but I think that something that we needed was we were gone for over a month. And so to come back and like recollect ourselves on our home floor and like protecting our home was good.
Like I asked Meredith, Peyton, like I'm about to ask Meredith, when you do well on one side of the ball, how do you think that kind of gives you some momentum on the other side of the ball to kind of create that complementary effort?
Yeah, like flipped of what she said, Denson always talks about how how defense turns into offense. And so I think trying to be high pressure and like making them feel like frantic to get a stop and to get a score off of that is always great.
Talk about the energy here in Moody, not just on the floor with y'all, but also with the kids in attendance and everything, and how does that kind of motivate you, or rather give you some energy?
I think it's always so fun to have the kids. She always talks about how be the first to score because they'll probably just cheer regardless, and so that is always our first like drive to get out on the jump like from the beginning, and then them being like so loud is it just brings up the energy. It can't not.
Entering this final non-conference stretch, I think you're on the road for the next 2 games. How does this kind of give you some momentum and kind of prepare you for what you expect in the next few weeks?
I think it was great. I think it gives us a lot of like learning points for preparing for those next games, and then also I think everyone got to play today, which is great, and I think giving them confidence going into those next games because we need everyone, I think is good.
Yeah, from your standpoint, how is it to see all of your teammates get that playing time and see them all contribute in one way or another today?
It's so fun. I love just like cheering for them. Me and Emma are just always talking about how we just want them to do so well. And we all want them to do so well. And so to see their work and practice get to pay off in a game is really great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Awesome. So for starters, if you can just kind of talk about being back here in Moody Coliseum after close to a month away, it sounds like you mentioned, and then just getting back in the win column, how does that feel?
Yeah, gosh, we were having our pregame meeting before the game, and we were like, man, it's been a long time since we've met in the locker room before a game, so we're glad to be back in Abilene just for today. We'll hit the road again this weekend, but it was fun to be back home and just have a couple of nights in our own beds and play at home. It was not our normal crowd. We had a loud and rowdy crowd today, and it was phenomenal. We really look forward to this elementary kid game, and like Meredith and Peyton were saying, it was just so loud, and we loved the ACU chants, and when our players would make a big play or hit like a three, the place would just go crazy. And our one regret, we did not hit 67. We actually drove in for 2 different layups. We thought we got fouled. They didn't make the call. We thought we could get to the free throw line, and we call a timeout at 67. So I want to apologize to our fans for that, because I know they were ready for it. So we just went ahead and made a 2 and skipped the 6-7, went to 6-8. But the fans are phenomenal. Really appreciate all the schools and the teachers that make it happen for the elementary kids to come to this game.
Do you feel like this was one of the more complete games that maybe y'all played this season in terms of offensive and defensive production?
It was pretty solid on both ends. We're getting a little bit frustrated with on-ball defense right now, and today was really no exception. We had a lot of mistakes, guarding the ball, but good film to watch and some adjustments that our staff we've got to make to put our players in better positions to slow the ball down a little bit. But I thought it was a pretty complete game. We got playing time from everyone. Thought our starters did a phenomenal job. Starting each quarter, just did a great job being alert on offense and on defense. Today is Peyton's birthday. I texted her earlier about, you ought to score 30 on your birthday, and she was real close to it. But I thought she played really, really well. When she's got that scoring mentality, it's hard to keep her from getting shots up. Meredith, we felt like we had a lot of different ways to feed her in the paint, which we did, and she scored off that. But she was really aggressive going after rebounds as well, and was able to get some offensive rebound putbacks. So I thought the starters handled themselves really well today.
Peyton Hull hitting 1,000 career points today, only needing 2 or so years to do it. Second year in a row that you've had a player reach 1,000 points. What does that say to where you have players that can commit to the program and stay here for kind of the entirety of their college career to reach those milestones?
Yeah, I feel like, each season we're celebrating somebody's 1,000th point, and, Peyton is just such a great scorer. She scores from a lot of different levels. I'm going to send her to the line every time there's a technical called. I count on her to get up there in those pressure situations by herself and make those technical free throws. But she's, she's hard to contain, hard to guard. She's a straight line driver. She obviously can shoot from the 3-point line. She scores off of screens away from the ball. She scores off of ball screens. And when she's, got that scoring mentality, she gets in that zone, it's hard to keep her from getting shots up. And so not surprising, I think, that she's hit 1,000 points. Probably would have hit it her sophomore year, which would have been amazing had she not set out for 13 games. But I'm really proud of her, and she'll be the first to tell you, I'm able to score because my teammates give me the ball.
Mm-hmm. How valuable are these games to where not only you can see all the players in action on the court, but also you're short a key piece to a team with Emma Troxel, and you can still see the team play the way they did. How valuable is it to kind of get that experience for those players and see how they do when missing a key piece? Yeah,
I thought Natalia had a good, solid game for us, always ready to score. Today we were able to play everybody. We played some people, I thought valuable minutes just to see how they would respond. We changed our defense up a lot, and so they had to pay attention and be able to move from one defense to the next. And so just overall, good experience for everybody that stepped on the floor.
With as complete an effort as this was, how beneficial is that to kind of set the tone for the final stretch of non-conference play, especially when you're hitting the road for a quick stretch?
Yeah, I mean, we just, came back from Florida with stomach aches, we dropped 2 games. We had every opportunity to win those. And so it was important today to come out, shoot the ball well, play together as a team, play hard. So I think that we leave this game with a lot of positives, and obviously, to get back in the win column was important.